What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? Guys, in my estimation, it has started. Now, we haven't seen the price action explode like we want to see, we expect to see, whatever you have in your mind. Maybe you're even one of those people who are like, it's not going to go up, it's not going to, I don't think so. Or whatever it is that you say, that's just how you sound in my brain. So I'm going to break this down to you. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. Now, does that mean that this is actually going to happen? No, it does not. But the pieces are finally lining up in a way that, for me, I look at them like, wow, there's actually something here to get really, really excited about. I'm going to show you what it is. Let's go. Before we get started, if you haven't already, remember, you can sign up for the Believes Crypto channel. It's $4.99 a month. And what I'm going to do is, in my private chat, I give you details on new launches, things like that, where you can possibly make some gains off of it. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you'll see me make a video. If you see me make a video and you don't see me make a post in there, it's simply because I don't think that that project is going to moon. I don't think that it's going to have a nice little pump. And by the way, just because I say it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It's speculative. Everything about this business is speculative. You do your own research, and if your research lines up with my opinion, then maybe it's an investment for you. If it does not, then don't do it. But you're not going to know that unless you sign up and become a member. Okay, now the big news. Binance just burned 455 million Luna Classic. We've already had about 304 million burnt in the last couple of days, which is a pretty good amount. Not great, but pretty good amount. So adding this into the mix is a nice little step. It's a first step. It's only a step. You can see the burn right there, up to 471.9 million for today. We'll see how the rest of the day goes out. But we've got the nice little burns from a couple of days ago still kind of hanging on there. So tomorrow should be a significant burn overall, approaching 1 billion for the course of the last 7 days. So good number. If you haven't already, sign up for terracasino.io. This is your risk-based gaming location. And by the way, if you bet on Louisville, you made a bunch of money this weekend, and you're welcome for that. What about Miami? What about Notre Dame losing? Did you take the under? Did you take the over? What did you do? If you haven't, this is your opportunity. Go check these places out, terracasino.io today. And if you're trading utility or meme coins in Terra Luna Classic, then terraport.finance is your place to go. And guess what? There's big stuff happening here. Not just Terraport.finance, but if you want to trade anything, then Terraport.finance is your place to go. Let's go, because now it's going to get interesting. Folks, here we are. Finite value Terra Classic stablecoins. This is a mod here, just coming up with an idea, by the way. This is not anything right now. It's not even a signal. It's just, I'm putting it out there for people to discuss and improve on it, but to me, it looks very achievable. And what they're saying is this proposal introduces a finite global stablecoin system where all Terra Classic stables share a hard cap of 10 billion USD equivalent. Conversion between stables will be handled only through the mint burn, eliminating the flaws that caused the 2022 collapse. All conversions are using real-world FX. So the idea here is to make a cap. You're going to have to read through this and figure this out, because this is not the exciting proposal, but this is a proposal out here that might have some legs to it. You have to look at it. You have to decide for yourself whether you think this is. But here's where it gets interesting. Folks, Redline has popped up with a signal proposal for USTD, decentralized and fully automated yield-bearing stablecoin on the Terra Classic blockchain. Guys, this is the game changer that you've been looking for. This is what we've been talking about for a while now. Now, I'm not going to go through everything with you today, but if we go down here and we check it out, there's the executive summary. This is exactly what it is. This is what's going on. Here's the proof of concept back testing. Quoted APR on AMM are often pool-wide averages. They divide fees by total liquidity and ignore how concentrated liquidity works, meaning they don't reflect what an active LP can earn when liquidity is placed in the actual price range where trades happen. Our backtesting tool was created to measure what a defined strategy would have earned, not the headline average. Plain language, this is the translation over here, and it tells you exactly how this is or would or could work. I'm going to put the link, by the way, in the description down below so that you can see exactly what's going on over here. Now, if you have not, you really need to read this, because this is the game-changing fundamental piece. By the way, for those of you that are USTC based, what I've told you before, I don't really see a reason for USTC. It looks like we're kind of moving on from USTC as a pegged asset for the moment. That doesn't mean that it won't come back at some point, but this would be an entirely speculative asset, as it's been for the last 3 or 4 years, instead of something that we're working on a stable with. Now, in my estimation, if this is IBC created, then this could be part of the market module. I'm not sure, we're not there yet, but this could be part of the market module. This could be the stable that allows you to trade between USTC, Luna Classic, and any other token or coin listed on this chain. So I think, in my opinion, there is some real opportunity here for USTC to start to really do some burn, some Luna Classic to really start to do some burn, and to have a stable coin right there in the middle that we need. And by the way, it doesn't have to be in the middle, that's a metaphor, but right there where you can use it to hold yourself. And listen, when you have the stable coin, what the reason that I bring up how important the stable coin is if you don't understand or you don't know. And to be fair, I'm not adding the bells and whistles of anything, but you're a trader. You buy Luna Classic for 406 today. And then it goes up to, let's say, 408. As a trader, you've decided you've got a 33% profit. You're going to take your money. Where are you going to put your money? There's nowhere to do. There's nowhere to go. So you're kind of trapped in a way with Terra Luna Classic, unless you're using a centralized exchange. Okay, so that makes it complicated for you to earn yield. At best, you can do what I do, which is, I trade Luna Classic pumps, USTC doesn't pump, then, we're in on Luna Classic and we sell some Luna Classic right here, and then we go buy USTC with that. When USTC pumps up a little bit, we do the same thing. We sell at the top, then bring it back down, and then we use that money to go buy some more Luna Classic, and you can accumulate that way. But the real missing piece here for a trader has been a stable coin to keep you firm and 100% whole, so that when you take your 33% gain off of a big move like that, you actually get the gain. Then you are in control of your money. And at this point, you are not in control of your money, or at least you are in control of your money, but not in the way that you would hope. So the stablecoin is going to give you that opportunity to be able to, you've made $5,000, you're going to be able to, bam, you got $5,000 in stablecoin now. Ta-da, you've actually won the crypto lottery, and now you can wait for your entry point, and your $5,000 will still be $5,000. Previously, again, if you bought Luna Classic and you went back to USTC, if USTC went down, your $5,000 quickly became $4,000. So even if you were in a beneficial situation with the pairing between USTC and Luna Classic, even if it worked out for you to a benefit, it won't always work to a benefit. But the stablecoin gives you a little less risk for that. So this is very imperative that we get this done. So the signal proposal is there. We'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Also, looking around, there's not a whole lot going on. There hasn't been. Garuda X pairing has been favorable for a few days. Terra has been favorable for a few days, but it's not really moving. They're not really pumping or anything. It's just the market. It's just that we're in this swirl right now before the market takes off. Now, the market will take off. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. As far as validators go, let's look at the rankings over here, and we don't see very much change here. You're not seeing billions being transferred or moved around, except Greenpeace still continuing to get some upside momentum there, but he's in 16th place, been there for, I want to say about a week now. So not a whole lot of movement ultimately. Again, Greenpeace, the only one, seemed to have a nice little pickup in the last couple of days. All right, now let's talk price action. First, market's up $20 billion on the day. Today is a federal holiday in the United States called Labor Day. So you're not going to see a whole lot of anything going on in the markets, which means the bulls are not sitting in their office right now. And by the way, tomorrow, traders return from whatever they've been doing for a while. So the market is going to get interesting, or should get interesting right now. Remember, it's buy in May and or sell in May and walk away. September is one of those months that historically you start to see a pickup in what's going on, but you've seen it through the summer. So we've had a lot of volume over the summer. So we're on that precipice, in my opinion, of a crazy time. Now, September, not a great month overall, because people come back from their vacations and stuff and they start to liquidate their assets so that they can start making new bets on what to do. The cycle is a little bit different right now, so we'll see the same. So we'll see some struggle to make moves, volatility probably going to go up, but ultimately, I think we're in a great position here. I'm going to show you, again, the global M2 money supply. And guys, you can see it right there. We're back up at the top of this range. So we have got so much higher to go. Now, I do feel like I've got this offset a little bit erroneously. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I try to get my pivots and everything just exactly right to make it look as best I can. But I feel like I'm just a tiny bit off on it. I'm not sure exactly. This top over here, this top over here, you know, it feels like maybe these are those tops. It's, you know, again, it's a little weird, but that pivot right there seems to be right. That pivot right there seems to be right. So this pivot right here, this should be right here. This little move right here. So we're in this little cut right here. In my opinion, this is my opinion. But this little dump that we experienced right here is right there, and now we're about to see some massive moves over the next, what is that, 30 days? About 30 days. And we're going to see a massive blow off happening very soon. We're getting towards altcoin season, so you're catching it right now. It looks good, but we have to see whether or not it will break out. We really don't know. A lot of this is Bitcoin. So, but let's take one more step. We're going to take that. We're going to remove this. And then this is where it gets really interesting, okay? This is the U.S. money supply. This is the same thing that we were just looking at, only it's the United States only. And guess what? The United States is up to 22 trillion, which means that more money from the USA is going into risk assets as we continue to do this. It's happening, guys. We are witnessing right now an increase in U.S. supply over and over again. Every day gets better and better. This bull run is just getting started, okay? That's what this means. To me, anyway. If you know, you kind of look around and you can see when the money supply went absolutely nanners, by the way. Let's look at it from this context right here. See this right here? This is when it goes absolutely nanners. When is that? February, March, April, May. Then we go into it's 2021. Boom. And then guess what? Bull runs over right up here. Bull runs over. And then what happened? We had that big correction. Bull run was over. And now guess what? Now it's back. So, I think that we're about to see something crazy getting ready to happen. And that's the way the market is shaping up. Now to Luna Classic. We're not seeing movement the way that we want to see from Terra Luna Classic right now. What I told you, we could see a move to the downside first before we see some upside. Again, September, people are coming back from their holidays, their vacations. Traders are entering their desks, as they say up here in Chicago. And we'll look for some wild volatility, but the volatility that we see ultimately, I think, is going to be bullish, because what I do think is going to happen is, maybe we'll fill up this range, maybe we'll dip down here a little bit, but ultimately there is upside potential here with another retest into this range at least, and then I would expect to see a little bit more bullishness and confirmation on this move to get us up above, and then once we get up above that 407 level, then we're going to start doing price exploration with the biggest area of rejection here at 408. Look at that. Look at all that trading volume, and look at all that support and resistance that happened at 408. That's going to be the next big move, or at least that should be the next big catalyst move. And then once that happens right there, then we're going to talk about, at that point, can we make it up to the next level, which in my estimation is going to be about 92, 93, somewhere in this range right here. We would look at this little area right here because that's the biggest down spot right there, 85. We're looking for trade volume. We're looking for a place. Let's kind of zoom out here and then pop up a volume node just to give us an idea and a prediction. So we've already predicted it pretty good at 12, 30 is 12. Once we've broken above this area in this zone right here, which is 309. Once we've broken above that, then the volume starts to go down. And when the volume goes down, that means that the sellers are less motivated to sell, because they're going to sell into the move and then they're going to buy into the impulse, and the next impulse is going in that direction. So that next impulse move going to be 3012. Then after that, we've got this little node right here, which is going to be at 3016, which, by the way, told you, but we're not there yet, so I can't say I told you so, really, but I did tell you that that's probably going to be the next spot, right? We've been doing this for months, so we're looking good. Now, USTC not responding at all to the news of what's going on with USTD or anything like that. And that, to me, means that people understand that USTC is probably just going to be a speculative asset. So it is my estimation I would be moving my USTC into Luna Classic right now. But you never know when some kind of crazy, like, we're looking at it right now and we're not seeing how USTC survives and thrives. We're not seeing that right now. So there could be the possibility that there's a real reason, but just because I don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, I should say. So I would be moving from USTC over into LUNC at this point. That's just me. You can do whatever you think is appropriate. But for me, it just feels like maybe this is the time where we focus on Luna Classic and the USTC speculation will start to end. But I don't know what's going to end up happening. Here's what I do know. Volume is up 78% over the weekend. For USTC, it's up 44%, but again, down to 4 million in volume. Remember, this thing was trading $100 million in volume at one point. So, the trade volume is way, way down. USTC down as well, but at least I feel like we keep getting nice little spikes here and we get consistency. And we don't see the wild swings that we're seeing with USTC, which means to me that people are deciding that LUNC is the one going forward. So I expect to see a lot of movement there. So to summarize, we've got a new stablecoin, USTD, that we're talking about right now. The signal proposal is there. The voting is going to start very, very soon. We also got some discussion about how to collateralize it, to earn yield, to make money off of it. And then this, of course, makes trading much more robust in this ecosystem. We'll have to reduce the burn, by the way, just for clarity's sake. I don't want to be the one, because I love burns. I think that burns are the most important thing that we are doing right now to reduce that supply just a little bit. But I'm doing that because I have some supply. What I want to see is I want to see less of the supply. The less supply I see from everybody else burning, the more my supply is worth. So, if we decided we were just going to cut a third of all Luna Classic tokens and then the value would be folded over into the remaining supply, that doesn't benefit me in any way. That just means that my $3,000 is still $3,000 with less token. That doesn't benefit me. So my greed in this is basically that I want to be able to hold on to all of my Terra Luna Classic and you guys burn yours. So a lot of people are like me. They're doing the same thing. They're feeling the same way. They want to see that happen. So I don't know what's going to end up happening there, but I just want you guys to see that, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I think is that's what I want to see happen, right? But in order for that to happen, we're going to need to see a reduction in the burn, not the burning of 1/3 or anything like that, but the increase of burns. We're gonna have to reduce the burn tax down to probably 0.5%, or maybe just wipe it out and let the market maker do what the market maker do, and then accept that we're at 5.5 trillion, and then just try to bring people back to the chain. But people are not going to come back if they're penalized, and I hope you guys understand that there are some people out here that want burn, but they don't want to trade because they don't want to burn their supply. People like me, I don't like losing 1.5% of anything. So it's a complicated thing that we need to simplify if we want to bring people back. End of story. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And remember, it's not financial advice. Happy Labor Day, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.